6 lucky numbers to focus and get rich. On April 21, 23, and 25, 2025, Buddhist teachings. Have you ever noticed how certain days just feel different? Like the air is charged with possibility, and your thoughts seem to ripple out into reality. In the Buddhist way, we don't try to control fortune, we tune into its rhythm. In this video, we'll explore 6 special numbers that are more than just digits. They're energetic anchors to help you stay focused, mindful, and open to wealth. Not just the material kind, but also the richness of clarity and inner peace. Especially on April 21st, 23rd, and 25th, 2025, these numbers can guide you to act at the right moment, in the right way. These aren't lucky charms. They're subtle reminders to return to yourself, stay present, and move forward with intention. Welcome to the journey of wisdom, where timeless truths meet today's world. Let's walk this path together. Number 1. Foundational philosophy of lucky numbers. When it comes to the idea of lucky numbers, most people think of superstition, something vague, mystical, or even trivial. But what if the numbers that show up in our lives aren't just random digits, but signals carrying subtle energy patterns waiting to be noticed? In Buddhism, the idea isn't to believe blindly, but to see clearly. The Buddha once said, "Believe nothing, no matter where you read it or who said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense." So, let us look deeper. Numbers, like sounds or colors, are vibrational frequencies, invisible but impactful. Just as a specific sound can calm your mind, or a certain place can lift your mood, numbers too can influence your state of being. Not because they possess magic, but because when combined with awareness and intention, they become tools, keys that unlock specific mindsets. And in the teachings of Eastern cosmology and Buddhist mindfulness, certain numbers resonate during specific times due to their alignment with cosmic rhythms. April 21, 23, and 25 in 2025 carry these alignments, not in a horoscope sense, but in a way that invites focused energy. It's like sailing. You don't control the wind, but you can adjust your sail. When you align your focus and effort with days of strong energetic current, everything flows smoother. The real shift begins when we stop treating numbers as facts on a page and start feeling them as frequencies in our path. You don't simply memorize a number, you activate what it represents. In Buddhist thought, this is known as upaya, or skillful means, using worldly tools to awaken inner transformation. A number, when mindfully held, can act like a doorway. It pulls you out of distraction and back into clarity. For example, a man working hard to rebuild his finances after loss may choose to focus on number 6 during April 21, because in many teachings 6 symbolizes harmony and balance. When paired with mindful action, budgeting, strategic planning, even silent gratitude, he's not invoking luck, he's aligning with order. Likewise, number 8 on April 25 is long known to reflect abundance and flow. But again, the key is not to hope for miracles, but to move like someone ready to receive abundance. With focus, with clarity, and with a heart not dominated by greed, but grounded in intention. As the Dhammapada says, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. The mind is everything. What we think, we become. So if you hold these numbers as anchors, not crutches, you train your mind to move with purpose during these energetic windows. Number 2, 6 lucky numbers to focus and get rich. 1. Number 3. Let's talk about the number 3, not as just a digit, but as a guide, a quiet teacher that shows up when you're ready to realign. In Buddhist teachings, the number 3 holds deep spiritual meaning. It symbolizes the sacred trinity: body, mind, and spirit, the 3 pillars of your existence. It also represents the flow of time, past, present, and future, reminding you that life is always moving and you are constantly evolving with it. But how often do you pause to check if these parts of yourself are actually in harmony? In the rush of life, especially for men who carry the pressure of providing, protecting, and proving themselves, it's easy to let your body run on caffeine and stress, your mind spin in worry, and your spirit shrink under the weight of unmet expectations. So when the number 3 appears, particularly on powerful, energetic days like April 21, 2025, it's not a superstition, it's a signal. A quiet nudge asking, are you aligned? Are you present in your body? Clear in your mind? Connected to your deeper values? This isn't about being perfect, it's about being aware. Buddhist master Thich Nhat Hanh once said, the present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it. That's what the number 3 invites you to do. Come back to center, feel it. Don't just see or say the number, let it be a moment to realign your inner world. There's a story in the Buddhist tradition about a monk who struggled to find peace. Every day he meditated, recited sutras, and followed all the teachings, but inside he felt restless and incomplete. One morning the abbot noticed his frustration and gave him 3 smooth stones. He said, carry 1 for your body, 1 for your mind, and 1 for your spirit. Every time you feel off balance, hold them and ask, which one have I neglected? Days turned into weeks, and slowly the monk began to notice patterns. He'd been pushing his body too hard, filling his mind with doubts, and ignoring the simple joys that fed his spirit. By tending to each part, eating better, calming his thoughts, and spending quiet time with nature, he found the peace he was searching for. Wholeness doesn't come from doing more, but from being more in tune. The number 3, just like those stones, can serve as a reminder to check in with all parts of yourself, especially when you're chasing success, wealth, or purpose. The number 3 tells you that all 3, past, present, and future, exist together, not in competition, but in rhythm. On April 21st, when energy aligns in your favor, try this simple yet powerful act. Pause for 3 minutes. 1 minute to breathe and feel your body, 1 to observe your thoughts without judgment, and 1 to connect with something greater, whether that's gratitude, prayer, nature, or a loved one. You'll be surprised how much clarity can emerge from just that. In life, where everything moves fast and everyone wants more, it's easy to forget that the true wealth is alignment. Because when your body is strong, your mind is clear, and your spirit is calm, you move through life with power. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that doesn't need to. And from that inner balance, outer success becomes not only possible. So, as April 21 approaches and the number 3 calls your attention, don't look outside for luck, look within for alignment. That's where real riches begin. And remember this, to enjoy good health, to bring true happiness to one's family, to bring peace to all, one must first discipline and control one's own mind. If a man can control his mind, he can find the way to enlightenment, and all wisdom and virtue will naturally come to him, the Buddha. So let this number not just be something you notice, let it be something you live. because when you move with intention, the world begins to move with you. If the number 3 spoke to you today, drop a quick comment, aligned with 3. It's a simple way to affirm your intention and join the energy of this journey. 2. Number 21. The number 21, not just as a lucky number, but as a symbol of joyful expansion, a kind of quiet yet powerful energy that nudges you to step into something bigger than your current self. In numerology and spiritual wisdom, 21 is often linked to creativity, optimism, and the blossoming of dreams. But I want you to feel what that actually means in your life. The number 21 reminds us that growth isn't just about grinding harder. Sometimes it's about opening up with joy, taking a breath, and allowing life to surprise you. And this year, April 21 carries special weight. It's the peak of the Lyrid meteor shower, a cosmic event that for centuries has been associated with renewal, vision, and inspiration. Ancient wisdom often links celestial movements to shifts in human consciousness, and whether you're someone who watches the sky or just needs a reason to realign, this is a moment worth tuning into. Just as meteors streak across the dark sky, sudden, bright, full of momentum, the energy around April 21 calls you to move boldly towards something meaningful. Buddhist teachings remind us that change happens not only through effort, but through right view, through seeing clearly and acting with presence. The Buddha said, "With our thoughts, we make the world." And that means the way you think on this day can either limit or lift you. Are your thoughts feeding your fear, or are they nourishing your dreams? This number is also about creative energy, not just artistic creativity, but the creativity to design your own life, to see options where others see obstacles. On April 21, do something that lifts your spirit. Write down your goals, not in a rush, but with emotion, with detail like they're already happening. Or take one real step, however small, towards something that excites you. Maybe it's starting a new habit, reaching out to someone who inspires you, or investing time into a long-delayed dream. As you do it, hold the number 21 in your heart, not as superstition, but as a reminder that you are allowed to expand, you are allowed to grow, and yes, you are allowed to be joyful while doing it. Sometimes we get so serious about life that we forget joy itself is a powerful form of focus. And in a world where so many are weighed down by doubt and routine, your joy becomes a quiet form of rebellion, a message to the universe that says, "I'm ready." So let me ask you, are you ready to expand into the version of yourself you've been putting off? Not in some distant future, but starting now. When you connect with number 21, especially on April 21, think of it as a door opening, but only you can walk through it. And as you do, remember this: just as a flower does not pick and choose the bees that come to it, we must not judge the moments that come into our lives, but bloom anyway. That's what expansion looks like. Whatever life stage you're in, rebuilding, beginning, or simply seeking more meaning, let this be your sign. The universe supports those who show up for themselves. The energy is here. Now it's your turn. 3. Number 43. Next, the number 43. A number that carries a quiet power, a kind of spiritual gravity that speaks directly to transformation, especially for those who are at a turning point in life. This isn't just a number picked at random. In Buddhist symbolism, 43 resonates deeply with the sacred image of the Buddha's first 7 steps after his birth, each step said to have caused a lotus to bloom beneath his feet. Think about that for a moment. Every step forward in awareness, every decision made in clarity, has the potential to give birth to something beautiful. For men walking through uncertainty, midlife changes, or the pressure of modern-day responsibilities, this number whispers a simple truth. It's not too late to realign. 43 is more than digits. It's a gateway to divine redirection, a signpost that says this way forward leads to something greater. Especially in April 2025, its power becomes even more significant as it aligns with the new moon, a time universally known for fresh starts and hidden energy rising beneath the surface. Number 43 encourages you to slow down and reflect, not with regret, but with the awareness that redirection can be a blessing, not a failure. As the Zen master Shunryu Suzuki once said, each of you is perfect the way you are, and you can use a little improvement. That's the dance of transformation, accepting where you are, but choosing to grow. To truly activate the energy of 43, you don't need grand rituals. You need presence. Begin your morning with just a few deep breaths. Repeat the number silently, 43, and visualize golden light filling your chest. Let it represent renewal, clarity, and purpose. This isn't about magic. It's about mindset. During your day, write the number down and place it where you'll see it. On your phone wallpaper, on a sticky note at your desk, maybe even in your wallet. Let it serve as a quiet reminder that you're walking towards something better, not because of chance, but because you're choosing to. And at night, before sleep, speak it softly, 43, followed by a simple gratitude, something good from the day, even if it was just a breath of fresh air or a small win. Over time, this rhythm starts to build a new inner atmosphere, one of mindfulness, movement, and trust. And if you feel called, engage with the energy by commenting 43 wherever you are sharing this journey, a small act to seal your personal commitment to growth. Remember, transformation doesn't come in one big leap. It comes in small, steady choices, repeated daily, quietly, until your life begins to bloom. As the Dhammapada says, as irrigators lead water where they want, as archers make their arrows straight, as carpenters carve wood, the wise shape their minds. So, are you willing to shape your mind and step toward a better version of yourself, even if you don't yet know what it looks like? The energy of 43 is here to support you, but it begins with a decision, one made not in fear, but in faith. And when you begin to walk with intention, just like the Buddha's first steps, the world around you may begin to bloom in ways you didn't expect. 4. Number 38. Let's talk about the number 38. A number that, on the surface, might seem ordinary, but when understood deeply, carries an energy that speaks to power, balance, and the kind of abundance that doesn't just fill your bank account, but your life. In Buddhist philosophy, numbers often reflect more than measurement. They reflect meaning. Here, the number 3 symbolizes balance, the unity of mind, body, and spirit, a foundation for wholeness in life. And the number 8, recognized across spiritual traditions, reflects infinity, the endless flow of energy, opportunity, and prosperity. When these two forces come together in the number 38, what you get isn't just a lucky number. You get a code, a frequency of alignment and inner power. But what does that really mean for you in your everyday life? It means that when you carry the vibration of 38 with presence, especially around the powerful days of April 17, 19, and 21, you're stepping into a current that carries divine momentum, a force that helps you move, not just with effort, but with flow. It's the difference between forcing your way forward and being supported by unseen hands. There's a Buddhist story about a monk who, frustrated with his lack of progress, asked his teacher why enlightenment felt so far away. The master handed him a bucket and pointed to a well. "Fetch water," he said. The monk obeyed. Day after day he carried water, breathing deeply, staying focused, letting go of his frustration. One morning, while lowering the bucket, he saw his reflection clearly for the first time. Calm, grounded, full of quiet strength. Enlightenment hadn't come in a flash. It came through rhythm, through balance, through the steady energy of doing what matters, with awareness. That's the spirit of 38. Inner power built through steady, small actions that open up limitless potential. So if you're wondering how to activate this energy in your own life, start with your breath. Each morning, repeat 38 silently, and as you do, visualize a golden wave moving through your body, not for the sake of ritual, but to ground yourself in your intention for the day. Then, get practical. Write down 3 major goals that matter to you, not goals for others, but ones that light you up, and pair each one with 8 small action steps. Keep them simple, and more importantly, keep them consistent. And as you move through the cosmic days of April 17, 19, and 20, take one real action toward those steps, no matter how small, because the universe doesn't just respond to wishes, it responds to movement. And in that movement, clarity comes. So let me ask you, how do you feel when you welcome the energy of 38? Do you feel supported? Do you feel guided? Or maybe you simply feel more present, and that alone is powerful. Because numbers, as we've said, aren't just data points, they're compasses. And when you follow them mindfully, they lead you not only toward success, but toward yourself. The Buddha once said, just as a solid rock is not shaken by the storm, the wise are not moved by praise or blame. When you build your life with balance and persistence, the spirit of 3 and 8, you become like that rock, calm, steady, and ready for abundance that lasts. As April 21 approaches, carry the number 38 not just in your mind, but in your choices, because when inner power meets action, that's where transformation truly begins. 5. Number 16. Let's take a deeper look at the number 16, not as something mystical or random, but as a powerful reminder to pause, reflect, and reconnect with what truly matters. In Buddhist teachings and many spiritual traditions, 16 symbolizes introspection, wisdom, and the pursuit of inner truth. The kind of awakening that doesn't always come with fireworks, but often with a quiet moment of realization. If you've been feeling like something in your life is off balance, maybe you're achieving goals but still feeling empty, or perhaps you're questioning the path you're on, then number 16 may be speaking directly to you. It's a number that calls us inward, away from the noise of the world and toward the voice within, the one we often silence because life moves too fast. And April 16, 2025 is a day especially charged with the energy of personal growth and spiritual realignment. It's not just a good day for reflection, it's a meaningful time to let go of old patterns and open yourself to new perspectives. The Buddha once said, "No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path." That quote may sound simple, but it holds incredible power, because the journey toward awakening always begins with the willingness to look within. And that's where number 16 becomes a guide. It's not here to tell you what to believe, but to ask, what's no longer serving you? Which beliefs, habits, or stories about yourself have you outgrown, and are you willing to release them, even if they've become comfortable? There's a story in the Buddhist tradition about a seeker who traveled far to ask a master how to find truth. The master simply handed him a bowl full of tea and kept pouring until it overflowed. The seeker protested, "Stop, it's already full." The master smiled and replied, "Exactly. You must first empty your cup before I can teach you anything new." And that's what number 16 is about, creating space. Space to grow, space to evolve, space to finally listen to your own wisdom. On April 16, try setting aside even just 15 minutes for yourself. Sit in silence, breathe deeply, or write in a journal. When you open that door inward, you give life permission to meet you where you truly are, and maybe that's what spiritual awakening is. Not something dramatic or distant, but a gradual shift in how you see yourself and your place in the world. So as April 16 approaches, let number 16 be your companion. Not just a symbol of awakening, but a gentle call to return to yourself. Because growth isn't about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you really are underneath it all. And once you touch that truth, even for a moment, everything begins to change. If number 16 felt like a reminder to slow down and realign, drop this in the comments. Awakening with 16. Simple, clear, and powerful. 6. Number 77. Let's take a closer look at the final number in this journey. 77. A number that isn't just lucky, but profoundly spiritual, offering insight, clarity, and alignment for those willing to pause and listen. In many traditions, the number 7 is revered as a symbol of enlightenment, wisdom, and deep inner knowing. In Buddhism, this number echoes the sacred moment when the Buddha took 7 steps after his birth, each step said to have bloomed a lotus, representing purity of intention and awakening. So what happens when that energy is mirrored, doubled, in the form of 77? You get more than a number. You get a spiritual frequency, a kind of inner tuning fork that resonates with abundance, emotional depth, and timeless wisdom. It's not a matter of chance. It's a signpost for those who are ready to walk with awareness, especially during key energetic days like April 21, 23 and 25, 2025. In this fast-paced, often disconnected modern life, it's easy for a man to lose his rhythm, to chase success without clarity, or seek comfort while ignoring his deeper purpose. That's why 77 is so powerful. It invites you back into alignment, not just with your goals, but with your heart. The visualization here isn't just poetic, it's purposeful. Picture a golden door under the amber sun, not as fantasy, but as a symbol of opportunity waiting for your presence. When you sit quietly, breathing deeply, and repeat 77, you're not casting a spell, you're training your mind to focus, to open, to tune into something bigger than stress or deadlines. You're syncing your heartbeat with the deeper pulse of the universe. As the Dalai Lama once said, the goal is not to be better than the other man, but your previous self. This is the essence of 77. Growth, not competition. Wisdom, not noise. If you want to activate this energy, start simple. In the morning, take a few minutes to repeat 77 slowly while visualizing golden light flowing through you. Not to escape the world, but to step into it more grounded and awake. At night, write the number 77 on a small piece of paper and place it under your pillow. Let your subconscious begin to solve the questions your conscious mind has been wrestling with, and on one of those key days in April, sit down with a pen and write 7 things you're deeply grateful for. Not just the obvious ones, but the quiet blessings you overlook. Then write 7 clear goals. They don't have to be huge, but they should be real. The act of setting them down isn't just about achievement. It's about intention, about claiming space for your future. So let me ask you, when was the last time you gave yourself full permission to grow, not just in wealth, but in wisdom? What would your life look like if you aligned your outer goals with your inner truth? That's what 77 offers. Not a quick fix, but a mirror, reflecting your highest potential back at you. Numbers, as we've said, aren't just math. They're messengers. And 77 is reminding you that your path, your power, and your peace all begin when you turn inward, listen deeply, and move forward with intention. As we close this journey, I want to bring everything together, because what you've just received isn't just a list of numbers, it's a set of keys. Each number we explored carries a unique energy, a vibrational code meant to align your focus, reset your intentions, and guide your path toward both spiritual growth and real-world success. Number 3 reminded us of the sacred balance between mind, body, and spirit, the foundational trio for a meaningful life. Without harmony among those 3, we drift. With it, we become centered, sharp, and strong. Number 43 opened the gateway to transformation. It echoed the story of Buddha's 7 steps and the blooming of lotus flowers, a beautiful symbol that every mindful step we take, no matter how small, brings something pure and powerful into our world. Then came number 38, combining balance and infinite energy, the presence of 3 with the prosperity of 8. It's the number that speaks to action, not the kind of forced action driven by fear or pressure, but conscious movement powered by clarity. It's a reminder that sustainable success is built from daily decisions, not random luck. Number 16 brought it all inward, calling us to examine our lives with honesty and courage. It asked us to stop avoiding the truth, to look at what needs to change, and to step into the kind of self-awareness that makes transformation not only possible, but inevitable. Then there was number 21, joyful expansion. It's the energy of optimism and new opportunity, a signal that abundance can be born from inspiration, and that now is the time to dream again, not later. And finally, number 77. A mirrored vibration of wisdom and destiny. This number told us that when we walk in alignment with truth, purpose, and presence, the universe starts to move with us. As the Buddha once said, what you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. These aren't just poetic lines, they're practical truths. So let me ask you, now that you've heard the deeper meanings, now that you've seen how numbers can reflect your journey back to yourself, what will you do differently? Will you pause more often? Will you write your goals down? Will you create space in your day to breathe, reflect, and realign? Because these numbers are more than symbols, they are tools, like compasses, to help you stay on course. April 21st, 23rd, and 25th aren't just dates. They're opportunities, windows of energy where focus meets flow. And if you choose to move with presence during these days, to set goals, take action, and reflect deeply, you're not just chasing wealth, you're creating it from the inside out. Let this be your moment. Let this be the year you stop waiting for clarity and start creating it. Because at the intersection of ancient wisdom and modern life, success becomes more than money. It becomes peace, purpose, and power. And that, my friend, is the real journey of wisdom. If this message spoke to you, Don't forget to like this video to affirm your energetic alignment. Share it with someone you care about, because prosperity expands when we grow together. And subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom so you never miss the insights to come. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so you're the first to receive the next steps on this powerful path. Leave a comment below with the number that resonated most with you. Was it 3, 38, or maybe 77? Every response helps deepen your intention. You're now part of a growing circle of radiant minds, choosing purpose over pressure and clarity over chaos. The universe has heard your step forward, and trust me, the best is yet to come. Stay focused, stay present, and I'll see you in the next video.